Going live. There we are. Hey, everybody. Prepper Nurse One here. I hope everybody is doing well. Gas up in Northwest Georgia today, 20 cents to 2.49. I wish ours was 2.49 up here, I'll be honest with you. We're paying, I went down today, and the one gas station was 2.60, and the other one was 2.68. So, guess which one I got gas at? So, anyway. All right. Welcome. We're going to talk. Actually, we're going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to be talking about, are we headed for an economic collapse, which we're in the midst of it already, to be honest with you. And we're going to talk about that. I also want to talk about what is going to be in the stimulus package, what they're talking about, and what's going on with that. So we're going to talk about that as well. And so give me a moment and we'll get into that. But I did want to remind everybody that this, if we have any kind of interruption with the stream, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So it has been known to happen. Our last stream went good. We got through the last stream with no issues, and I hope that happens today. But if we have any issues, I will get right back on right away. You may not get notification for that because YouTube is famous for that as well. But just hang in there and I'll get right back on. Just look for me. All right. So also, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I do want to remind you that if you cannot behave, be nice, no racism, no nastiness in the comments. Those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here. So we're not going to tolerate it. Okay. So just be decent. It takes a minute to be nice, and there's no reason to be a jerk. So I'm very warm tonight, so that's why I put on a muscle shirt. It's not that I think I'm a tough guy, but anyhow. So a couple things. I do need to make a correction really quickly. When I was showing the video, I did the video on the candle, and I said 72 days. I made a mistake. It's actually 72 hours. But with the Crisco, okay, so just putting that out there ahead of time, just to, if I make a mistake, I always will own up to a mistake. I have no problem saying, oops, I screwed up or I made a mistake. So it's actually 72 hours, but still, you're probably not going to run that candle straight for 72 hours, or, the thing at Crisco straight for 72 hours. You would, utilize it over time. So it probably would last you quite a while. It's not like you're going to, be running that candle 8 hours every night. You're probably going to be exhausted, and so you're probably going to use it for a little while, but you would not be using it all the time. So anyway, but if you did use it for an hour a day, then you're looking at 72 days. So there you go. All right. Beefy boy, yeah. Hey, I'm solid. There's no doubt about that. I'll tell you what, bringing in wood, shoveling snow, all that type of stuff. The next step here at the homestead is I'm getting a load of stone in here, and I will be humping that stone into the greenhouse one wheelbarrow full at a time and getting that in place. So yeah, so it's going to be, hey, it keeps me in shape. I'll tell you what, it definitely does that. So, all right. So let's get into a couple different things. I want to talk about really quickly. We're going to get into this first, and then we're going to talk about the whole economic collapse thing, okay? But I wanted to talk about what is in this stimulus package and why it's important that they get it squared away fairly soon here, okay? So I wrote a bunch of stuff down. All right, so $1.9 trillion spending bill. Now, I'm not going to go over everything that's in it. I'm just going to hit some highlights, okay? Right now, you have 11.4 million workers that are going to lose their unemployment benefits between mid-March and mid-April. So if they don't do something soon, people are going to start losing their benefits. All right. That's obviously a huge problem. Okay. So they really need to get this thing going. What they're trying to do is they're going to try to extend the unemployment benefit through August 29th. So obviously it's supposed to end between mid-March and mid-April, but they're trying to get it through to August 29th. Plus, also, they want to boost the extra money. Right now, it's $300 extra a month, which is going to end mid-March as well. they're going to boost that up to $400 extra a week. Okay. And they're trying to, the benefits from 50 weeks right now up to 74 weeks. All right. And and then the comp from 24 weeks to 48 weeks, when that's that extra amount every week. So they're trying to do both of those, extend both of those to help families if this goes through in a timely fashion, which I think it will, because again, right now the Democrats have the House and the Senate, so there's really, as long as they can all get themselves on board, they're gonna jam it through. So what they're going to be doing, I wanted to talk about a couple different things. They're doing 19.1 billion to state and local grants to help low-income households with back rent, utilities, and those type of things. So that's 19.1 billion is going to be for that. Another 10 billion to help struggling homeowners, again with back taxes and their mortgages and stuff like that. What they want to do is the child tax credit. They're trying to, for children under 6, make it $3,600 per child, and then for children under 18, $3,000 per child. Which, I mean, that's going to help a lot of families as well because of that as well. Okay, they're looking at doing 130 billion for schools to get schools opened up and all those type of things. 40 billion for colleges, with half of that money going to help students with federal aid grants and stuff like that, which I think is a good thing too. So that would be to me, that's a good thing. Okay, another 39 billion for child care providers, so people taking care of the kids and stuff like that, which I think is, again, I don't have a problem with that at all. 350 billion for state and local governments, as well as tribes and territories. So the tribes and territories, it's like, of that 350 billion, like 20 billion for tribes and like 4.5 billion for territories. The rest is broken down for the states and stuff like that. Let's see what else was. Oh, they're talking about 14 billion for the coronavirus, for setting up the vaccines and getting the distribution and all that type of stuff. Another 46 billion towards testing, contact tracing, mitigation, including lab capacity. And here's one that I thought that was actually pretty funny. What they said, they wanted to, part of the money of that 14 billion is to go to boost increase in confidence in the vaccines, which I thought was quite amazing. It's a good thing we're gonna, help that part out, right? So I thought that was interesting. 7.6 billion to hire 100,000 public health workers to support the coronavirus response. All right. So one of the things that I did like on here that they're doing, so they're talking about obviously the $1,400 stimulus. Now, in my earlier video today, I talked about, like, my sister has direct deposit. She has not gotten her stimulus check yet. Obviously, I did not get my check yet either. There's a lot of people out there in the comments that I saw that did not get their checks yet. A lot of people with direct deposit did get their checks, but a lot of people with direct deposit did not. And pretty much anybody that didn't have direct deposit, for the most part, a lot of people didn't get their checks. But, and again, this was supposed to help people, right? Why are they not still getting their checks? That's what I don't understand. If it's just to get it out there as soon as possible to help people, we're at the end of February. Where's that help? Okay, so that's what kills me. But the cool thing is, now, I claim my daughter on my taxes, right? Because she's in college. I'm helping to support her go to college. And but because she is over the age of 18, I get no extra money for, anything with the other stimulus programs. With this one that they're doing right now, even if you're claiming your kids, those kids can still be eligible to get the $1,400, which I think is awesome. Because, like I said, as a college student, or somebody in a trade school or whatever program that you're in, those kids, they need that help. I mean, struggling, they're trying to do the right thing. They're going, like I said, to college or trade school or whatever. And if they can get an extra $1,400, I think that's a great thing. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So there's a lot of things in it that I like. I didn't, like I said, I didn't go over everything. I didn't break it down exactly of this goes where, this goes here, and that type of thing. But there's a lot of good things in there. But there's a lot of problems that I have with this whole thing as well. Okay. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of people that need help, which I absolutely understand that. I'm very empathetic to that fact. And I think that the more that we can do to help people, that's absolutely a good thing. I did not kill my volume on my phone, so I was just doing that real quick. Um, but eventually, these things are all going to stop. You can't just keep making, the $1 trillion money tree at some point is going to dry up. You can't keep doing it over and over and over and over again. People got to go back to work at some point. We got to create jobs. We got to have jobs for people. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that are making more money staying home than going to work. I understand that. And some people are pissed off about that. And I understand that as well. But, not everybody's in that situation. And so, I know for myself when I worked, there was no such thing as a 40-hour week for me. I didn't work a 40-hour week. I worked 50 plus, 60 plus a week. That's what I did. I did it for years and years and years because I needed that extra money to support my family. So now you have a lot of people that were doing that same thing, working all those extra hours, and now they don't have a job. So, that extra $300 or $400 a month or a week to help those families, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I don't. Again, at some point, it's got to stop. We need to get workers back to work, and hopefully that's going to happen. We'll see what happens moving forward. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, really quickly, we're over 1,000 people in the chat. We have 313 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you for doing that ahead of time. I do appreciate it. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we can have, the better it is for the channel. So I would ask you to do that for that reason as well. And of course, then the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I would ask you to shoot that thumbs up for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you. Hey, Freddie left you. I was headed to Weldon. Oops, hold on a second. Hold on. Why are we doing? Okay, hold on. I got to go back here. I was headed to welding school, but they are forcing me to get a test. It costs $290 from Well Now. I said nope, so I lose out because of this BS. You can get the test for free. I know that. Not telling you what to do, okay, Freddie? Not telling you what to do, but I will make a suggestion. Heather had to have a test before she went back to college. Now, she's been tested in school since she's been in school, and the school takes care of that. But before she started her sophomore year of college, she had to get a test. So what she did was she went on the website and said, I have these symptoms. So if you have XYZ symptoms, you can go down to the CVS or whatever it was, or one of those places where they're doing testing, and you can get tested. And so that's what we did, and it didn't cost her anything. Because again, like you said, $290 to get tested, that's crazy. So that's one way around it. And again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just making a suggestion. I'm just putting out information out there of what you can do. Okay, so hopefully you can get that squared away and then go showing off his pecs here. But it's hot, guys. I'm sorry. My house is really, really warm. And I was like, I had another shirt on earlier today, but it was heavy. And I'm like, I am not wearing that shirt because I'm going to be dying. I'm going to be sweating if I wear that shirt. So no, I did not want to wear that shirt for that reason. So this is comfortable. I'm sorry. And I have, I got the manliness working. Oh my God. Hey, I can't, hey, you know what? You can't help sexy. It just is what it is. But anyway, so let's get off of that. So let's talk about are headed for an economic collapse? Let's get into that. Okay, we have a tremendous amount of issues in this country. A lot of issues are happening. Not good at all either. You know, again, the country's been basically shut down for a long period of time. A lot of small businesses are gone. All that revenue from those small businesses are gone. Those jobs are not coming back. Those businesses are not going to be opening again. That's like the first step in that process. When you have when you have those type of things happening, it really hurts. I mean, it hurts your tax base for your local governments. So where are they going to make that up? How are they going to make that up? Okay, there's a ton of issues with that. A ton of issues. You have, like I said, people are not working. They're staying home. They're isolating themselves. They're not out spending money. And if they are spending money, they're doing a lot of online shopping. I know, like one of the things. Okay, so my daughter, her boyfriend, what he's doing, it's called door dashing. So people will make orders from home for food, primarily for food. And he works for this whatever the door dashing company, and he will pick up the food, take it to the people, and deliver that food, and then they give him a tip or whatever and stuff like that. So there's a lot of that going on. There's also a lot of Amazon. Wegmans is one of the bigger grocery stores. You can actually order your groceries online, and they'll deliver them to your house. So there's that's going on as well. So a lot of people are not getting out and about as they should be, because of the fear of everything that is going on. And so, that's definitely, if you're out and about, you're probably going to spend more. Like if you decide, okay, well, I'm going to go to like Wegmans, which is a major grocery chain up here in New York State. Okay, they're they're the big guy. Okay, so you decide you're going to go out. Well, you may stop here, you may stop there, and you might do something else. So you're probably going to spend more money. But if you're just sitting home and you're going, okay, well, I'm going to go on the app and I'm going to order what I want, and then they deliver it, you're not spending that extra money out and about. Okay, and that's what's happening a lot. So people are not getting out there, putting revenue into the system and stuff like that. So there's a ton of stuff going on that way that's affecting everything. With so many people out of work, obviously I just talked about 11.4 million are going to lose benefits between mid-March and mid-April if they don't get going, which they will. They'll get the stimulus done. They'll all come to their little agreements. They'll play their games, but they'll get it done. And and then they're going to tell us all how much they're helping everybody. But when people are still have not received their $600 stimulus check, how long is it going to be before we see a $1,400 stimulus check? That's what I'm curious about. Because I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If I get that 600 and then I get the 1,400, it's going to go towards prepping. That's what that's going to go for. That's what I'll use it for. That is a dasher in that muscle shirt tonight. Thank you. But so I want to bring this up, and I don't know if you guys had saw this in the news or not. So down in Texas, obviously we've had this whole issue with what is going on there. And I was reading an article today, and it was saying the guy has a 2-bedroom home in Texas that is vacant. Nobody's in it. No lights are being run. It keeps the temperature of the house at like 60 degrees or whatever it is. So it's wintertime, so it's not going to be that warm. His normal bill, gas and electric bill down there, is between $125 and $150 a month, is what he said. He just got a bill where they took $630 out of his checking account, and he still owes another $2,600. So people in Texas better be prepared for some very seriously high gas and electric bills, because whenever there's an issue, they're always going to pass that cost on to the consumer. That's what they do. That is what they do. So I definitely want to hear anybody. Any of my subscribers that are watching that are from Texas, if you've had this issue, please share it with us. Let us know what you're looking at for your gas and electric bills, and file your 2020 taxes, and you will get your $600 You get it as a credit, cash in hand. Okay, Darren. Okay, so yeah, I did talk about that earlier today as well, and that's a great thing, right? But how does that help somebody that needs that $600 right now to take care of their business? When this was passed back in December, it is now near the end of February. That money should have already been out here. People should have already gotten that money. So, I see where Texas people bill is $3,000 to $4,000 each. And that's Cat Lady Prepper 23 Meow said that. But yeah, it's just yeah, that's not good. I mean, if they're going to hammer people for that when you're already in crisis, how does that help? That yeah, it's insane. Tried to call. Oh, hold on a second. I want to see what this person said. Tried calling the power company. They have a recording on. Hold on a second. Where was that? Oh my gosh, I lost that. I don't know where that went. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find what this a statement that the person. Okay, here we go. They said they are changing the normal rate. They are saying. Um, Hold on. I got to read this comment, guys. I'm sorry. I totally missed it. I'm sorry, guys. And somebody, there we go. Okay. Hey, Trauma Nurse BG. I just don't understand why people want to live in a world where they are dependent on their government. We will pay this money back one way or another. Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. The more independent that we can be, the better off we're going to be. People always used to say to me, now I'm going to tell you what, my solar system, at a guess, north of $20,000 I have in my solar system. I'll be honest with you. And that we started out here, we changed it, we've changed it, we've upgraded as we've gone along. Okay. None of it's cheap. And every time you upgrade to something better, it's more expensive. All right. But to me, it is well worth it. One guy got a bill for $17,000. Asa said, I'll text my relatives in Texas about their bill before the next chat. Okay, cool. I appreciate that, Asa. That would be awesome because I know that you have the relatives down in Texas. So, bills are nearly double now for a lot of people. My daughter's in San Antonio. She just told me this month's electric bill for a 2 small bedroom apartment is $1,600. Hold on a second. Plus dealing with burst water pipes from a sprinkler system soaking her apartment. Wow. Oh, what happened here? All right, there we go. But yeah, so you're talking. How are you supposed to afford that? How are you supposed to afford that? Freddie left you. Are there any alternatives to nose jab test? They're not doing the one all the way in the back of your brain now, like they were doing before. I know Heather, when she's taking the test for school, it's a nose swab. So they basically just stick it in the part of your nose and just swab it around, and then they do the other side as well. So there's like 2 swabs, and you do each side, and that's how they're doing the test. So, not me. I'm in Houston, Texas. $140. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm telling you the information that I saw that they're saying that people are going to be getting huge, huge gas and electric bills, and it's always going to be passed on to the consumer. So, and again, the problem with that is you don't have a choice because they own you. If you can't be independent, if you can't have your own independent system, they own you. So if they decide that they want to double or triple or whatever they want to do with your bill, you will stomp around and be mad and complain, but it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything at all because they own you and there's nothing you can do there. And the worst part is if you decide not to pay that bill, they shut you off. And if you live in suburbia or the city, now your apartment or your house is going to be condemned because you have to be hooked up to the gas and electric to be part of that system. It is a complete sham all the way around. And I'm going to go back to one of the situations that happened in Florida. There was a lady that wanted to be independent. She was catching rainwater and doing all that type of stuff. And they went after her big time because she was not hooked up to the system, condemned her house, the whole 9 yards. And that's what they'll do. They will go after you. So those are things people need to realize. Oh, and so all the people that out there, and my buddy Steve always says this to me too. So I told him today I was going to give this girl a shout out today. If somebody does something positive, I don't care what side of the aisle that they're on, I'm going to acknowledge it. Okay. So this one, I absolutely do have to acknowledge. I'm not a huge fan of her. I'll be 100% honest. AOC. Everybody knows who AOC is. Okay. She went with her Twitter followers, was put it out there. There's like 5 charities down in Texas that are on the front lines helping people out with the issue, okay, that they've had. And with putting it out there to her Twitter followers, asking them to donate and help, she raised $2 million. And so, you know what? I got to give props where props are due. I don't like the woman personally, I'll be honest with you. But that, to me, doing something like that, I think that that's awesome. So I do have to acknowledge that. And I thought that's a great thing. I really do, because it's, you know, there's a lot of people that were suffering that, you know, weren't prepared. And again, you know, it's one of the things I talk about. Again, I always talk about not being a victim, being proactive, helping yourself. When you see these type of situations that are happening, the more that you can do to help yourself, it's going to put you in a much better situation, And I think that that's important, really, really important. If you can do it, you know, again, why would you want to be that person standing in line in the cold waiting for anything? Hey, Amanda Christian, I care for hundreds of animals and work outside all day. Your prep talk you give at the end of your live streams really pumps me up. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And thank you for working with animals. You know, a lot of people don't realize, you know, how important it is to care for animals and to treat them decently and give them a good life. And thank you for what you do. I do appreciate that. And thank you for the donation. So I did want to mention a couple things really quickly too. I talked about this before, and I did forget to mention something, and somebody did remind me of this. So I talked about the linemen who are out there busting their butts, getting the power back on in Texas. And I think they said today that everybody's back on power-wise in Texas. But you had a lot of outside agencies come in. These guys, you know, go in there and they work their butts off to get people's power back on. And it's awesome what they do. Again, are they well compensated? Yes. But they're losing time with their families. They're away from their families. And, you know, but they're doing a great thing. And I just want to take my hats off to them. Who I did not mention before, which I should have absolutely mentioned before, was the tree service guys. And what one of the guys told me was, a lot of times the power companies can't do anything until the tree service companies come in there, get those trees off the lines so that they can actually take care of stuff. So I did want to acknowledge the guys out there doing that as well, because that is not an easy job either, and especially when you're out there working in miserable cold temperatures and doing all that type of stuff. And that is hard work as well. So I definitely wanted to make sure I acknowledge both of those guys, you know, those groups of men and women that do that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Really quickly, again, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. We got 1,400 people in the chat. We're at 559 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please do that to show support for the channel. Again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, it pushes us up higher in the rankings with YouTube. So I thank you for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's just a little game that I like to play. I like to see where we can be by the end of the stream, where we can be at as far as thumbs up goes. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you're not subscribed, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So really quickly, before we continue, I do want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community on my website, which we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. So if you go in there, you do have to register, but it is totally free. It does not cost anything. No credit card information is asked. So definitely take advantage of that. If you want to just read the message boards, read the message boards. If you want to go in and try to connect with somebody in your state or in your country, it's set up for you to do that as well. So even a loose affiliation, those type of things, I think that they're important. So definitely take advantage of that. We have that set up for you guys. Also, we have the, oh, hold on a second. Asa says, Nice and Austin is still boiling snow for water. Yeah, I know they're having a lot of issues with that as well, with the water. They're having a lot of issues with that. So that's definitely happening as well. Thank you for that information. And thank you for the donation as well, Asif. I appreciate it. So Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. So if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see the logo going by for the Forefathers. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. CBD and hemp products are a great thing to have in your preps as well. They help with a lot of issues and it really can make a difference. I use it myself. So, I'm not going to try to have you get something that I wouldn't use myself. I do use it myself. For my back pain because of my surgery. So make sure if you decide to make a purchase there that you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number 1, not ONE, and you'll save yourself 15% on your purchase. And lastly, on my website, if you go there, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll say Legacy Foods. You click on that. We have the Legacy freeze-dried foods available. Great thing to have in your long-term preps. I have it in mine, and I will show you really quickly. There they are, Legacy freeze-dried foods. So I'm not telling you to get something that I don't have myself. It's a great prep item to have. The food is very good. It is GMO-free, 25-year shelf life. So if you are, and I don't like to say lazy prepper, but if you're a prepper that just wants to get something and set it aside and forget about it, it's a perfect thing to get as far as food goes because you can have it in a 25-year shelf life, GMO-free. It's vegan. There are meat options available that you can buy. It is also gluten-free options available as well. So definitely take advantage of that as well. It's a good thing to have incorporated in your preps. Okay. So just wanted to mention all that really quickly. So now we get that out of the way and we can go back to what we were talking about. So hold on. All right. With everything going on right now in this country, we are in extremely, extremely bad situation. Now, the numbers for the virus are going down. All right. That's what they're talking about. They're saying the numbers are decreasing. But of course, they want everybody to continue to be cautious, continue to do all the things that they're doing. We've had that discussion before. I'm not going to get into all that part of it. I'm not going to talk about that because I've beaten that like a dead horse. You know where I stand on that and those type of things. What I would encourage people to do is continue to pay attention to what is going on. What things are they trying to push through? What bills they're trying to push through while we're all distracted, okay? Again, it's all about, at the end of the day, to me, at the end of the day, everything that is going on, everything that is being done is about complete and total control and continuing to erode our rights as free citizens in this country. Do I think that there will be a mandatory vaccine? No, I do not. I think that if they tried to do something like that, you will see revolution in this country. Okay. That's not going to happen. When you have 60% of healthcare workers opting out of getting the vaccine, that should speak volumes to you. Okay. Oh, somebody want to talk about Ted Cruz? Yes. Taken off to Cancun with his family while the rest of the state is suffering. Very, very stupid move on Ted Cruz's part. You can't, as a leader, you're supposed to be one of the leaders of the state. You need to be setting an example. And it was a very, very stupid move on his part. I'm not going to justify it in any way, shape, or form because there's no justification for what he did. Obviously he came back and, he came back and, he's very contrite, of course, because, once you get caught with your hand in a cookie jar, what are you going to do? But poor decision on his part, not going to lie. Like I said, I'm not all for one side and not for the other. I think we need to have the same standard for everybody. I've told you guys this a million times. I'll say it again. Democrat, Republican, two sides of the same coin, two feathers of the same bird. At the end of the day, they are going to screw us, the average citizen, and they're going to help their rich friends get richer and line their pockets. That's what they do. They've always done it. They're always going to do it. They do not care about us. So, remember that, regardless of what party you go by or agree with or whatever. Um, there's a lot of things going on right now that I obviously don't agree with. A lot of things with the border, letting a whole bunch of people in here that don't need to be coming in here. That I have an issue with it. I'm sorry. When you have people over in Europe waiting for years and years and years to even be able to come over, and they got to jump through hoops to get. Like an example is one of the things, like if you decide your core, let's say, okay, so I decide I want my Russian bride, right? I want to have my Russian bride from Russia, and so I start corresponding with some young lady in Russia. So we have to get they call it a fiance visa. So it's a visa where they come over for 90 days, and then you have to marry that person within 90 days, or they go back. Okay. You got to jump through hoops and all the crap you got to go through to get that done. It's crazy. I'm in Southwest Austin, 3 days without water, maybe back online midweek, maybe 11 million without water statewide. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that information. I'm sorry you're still having water issues. I know that they had a tremendous amount of burst pipes everywhere because obviously they're not designed down there to withstand that type of cold in dealing with that type of situation. So I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. But so anyway, thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. And thank you for sharing that information. So if you want to do that, you got to jump through all kinds of hoops. But if you want to come up through the southern border, they're just letting you in. I have an issue with that. I really, really do. And it's crazy. There was a border agent that contacted me and said the number of Iranian nationals that they are catching coming across the border, it's a ton. It's a ton. And what he said to me was, if we're catching this many, how many are getting through? And that's something to think about, okay? It's something absolutely to think about. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that is insane, and Biden is basically, in my opinion, doing everything he possibly can to screw America. That's what he's doing. Everything he can to screw America. I get it. All those people from the southern border come up. We're probably going to make great Democrats. They're going to help their base, and they're going to have all kinds of new people that are going to vote Democrat right along on the line. And the reason that they want that, in the fastest growing demographics in the United States is Latinos. Okay. But here's the problem. Here's the problem for the Democratic Party. And I don't mince words. I say it like it is. Okay. You have a lot of black people are waking up and realizing that they have been used by the Democratic Party for years upon years upon years. We'll just throw a few cities out there, Democratic run cities, and we'll say, you tell me what kind of shape they're in. Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Chicago, New York City, Detroit, Michigan. I can go on and on and on. You go out to California, and they're not helping out the black community. Black leadership, Democratic leadership, and these people are being screwed. They're not being helped. And again, I'm a big believer, huge believer in a hand up, not a handout. So you help people, you give them a reason. You give them a reason to go out every day and have a purpose. If you have no purpose, you get bogged down, and it sucks. Life is not pleasant that way. And don't get me wrong. I don't think Biden really knows he's signing blank paper. I wonder who those are for. Yeah, I know. They all lie. All politicians lie. Absolutely. That's why the Democrats are targeting Texas and Arizona and Nevada. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a game plan. If you can get those places filled up, and again, first of all, let me just put it so that I'm not saying that Latinos are ignorant. Okay, I don't want that to come out like I'm saying that Latinos are ignorant. But when you have a lot of these people up from the third world countries, a lot of them are not very educated. And if somebody is in the party that is giving out everything for free and helping out them in their mind, who are they going to vote for if they get citizenship? I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So I think, but when you see a lot of the black communities waking up to the game and they're not playing anymore, so they got to have that new base. Hey, James White, biometric triggers locks law in Houston right now. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just read that again. Biometric trigger locks law in Houston and in the House right now. I don't. What is you lost me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Be charming. Oh, really? Y'all get a hold of him? I don't know what you're. I'm missing that too. Uh, but they want to vax black people first. Can you say Tuskegee? Well, you know what? And that's funny that you say that. And it's actually not black people that they want to vaccinate first. The first people they want to vaccinate is the old people. They want to vaccinate the old people because who do you want to get rid of? Who do you want to? If I am a big conglomerate country, who do you want to get rid of first? You want to get rid of the worthless eaters, people that are no longer viable, that are no longer productive to society. So that's going to be your elderly, that's going to be your handicapped, that's going to be your mentally retarded people, anybody that is a drain on the system, realistically. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And you look at all these people that are getting this vaccine, and who did they push it on absolutely first? They pushed it on the elderly. And oh yeah, by the way, it was not tested on the elderly when they were doing their trials. I find that very, very interesting. Okay, and yes, after that, now they're really pushing it for the black community. I did see that as well. And so, yeah, trust. You know how I feel about big pharma. Not a whole lot of trust there. Not a whole lot of trust. So, I mean, now, obviously, now think about this. If I am on, oh, and just so I probably have mentioned this before, but I probably haven't mentioned it in a while. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Prepper Nurse One. So if you have Twitter and Instagram, please come on over, join me on those. Basically just what I'm doing is posting pictures like with Instagram and on Twitter. I'm not getting into politics at all on either one of them. I'm just extra pictures of what we're doing here at the homestead and stuff like that. So definitely join us for that. Hey, James White, I think it's HR 1080 just introduced. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that information. I do appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation as well. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, guys, that go on behind the scenes that we're never privy to, that we're never going to know. And it's generally not for our own good. It's not to help us out. It never will be to help us out. So, well, yeah, insulin prices, we talked about that. We talked about that before. Trump had put a cap on. So, and I did want to talk about something else too. We're going to talk about this really, really quickly in a moment. So Trump put that cap on insulin. By an executive order, Biden removed that cap. So now they can charge whatever they want for insulin. So there's no cap on it anymore. Now, everybody heard about, and I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but when Trump was in, he had put that executive order in that for our electrical grid, not to be buying products made in China, okay? Not to use those. We wanted to basically focus on trying to get American companies going and stuff like that. Now, there was the big thing, and I love this how they fact check it. Okay, so so there's the rumor that Biden has taken that ban off, so it opened it up for China to go ahead and we can buy products for China for our power grid, which I don't think is a good idea, in my personal opinion. I think we need to take care of our own stuff and not get it from a country like China that actually doesn't really like us in the big picture anyway. He did not do that. What he did, and I love how they do this. Okay, so yes, he signed an executive order, not rescinding Trump's order to not get it from China. What he did was he put in a thing for 90 days where it's rescinded for 90 days. Isn't that interesting? So now in the next 90 days, we can get all these different things from China if we want. Well, that's very convenient, I think. Like I said, I don't like it. I think we need to focus on taking care of our own stuff here. Oh, so somebody's talking about egg count. Yes, we should probably do the egg count. So let's do that really quickly. What is your guys' guess on the egg count today? So while we're doing that, we're at 1,500 in the chat. We're at 726 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that really quick to show support for the channel. And so thank you for that ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So it pushes us up higher in the rankings. So the more thumbs up, the better. So thank you for doing it for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I would ask you to hit it for that reason as well. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right. If you have the same exact guess as Farm Girl Rebel with 5 eggs, that's where we were at today, 5 eggs today. Again, as cold as it has been up here, I am not unhappy with that at all. They've been very, very steady. I got 6 eggs yesterday, 5 today. So they've been very, very steady here. Of course, thick neck is not laying. So, oh, I got to tell you this. So I had gone down today to Tractor Supply. And what am I buying, right? Bought a couple more gas cans, filled them up, and put them away. But while I was there, I saw the big incubators that they have where to keep all the baby chicks and stuff when the chicks come in. So I said, to the cashier, I said, when are the baby chicks coming in? And she was like, Monday. And I'm like, okay. So instead of incubating some eggs out, I may just go and buy some new baby chicks. And so gives them an opportunity to grow up and hopefully by the fall start laying, because it's about 6 months. It takes about 6 months. And so, yeah, which I will probably do in the future, I'm going to incubate some of my own eggs as well. But those chickens are going to be mixed chickens. They're not going to be just this brand or that brand. You know, I have the white chickens. I have my Barred Rocks. I have my Rhode Island Reds that I got in there. And I have Thick Neck, which is an Easter egger. So I want more Easter eggers. I definitely want to get some of those. And, you know, so, yeah, I want to see what they got. And we're definitely going to add more chickens to Ed, you hear Cuomo is coming up on impeachment proceedings. Yeah, they're putting in paperwork to do that. I think that they should. I think he needs to go for lying, number one. When he was saying that 9,000 people died in the nursing homes when the actual number was 15,000, as a direct result from his actions, I have a huge issue with that. I really do. When they did it, I was like, what are they thinking? And the sad part was that these nursing homes up here in my part of the country or part of the state, they didn't have the virus in the nursing homes, and they were forced to take these people from down there that were sick into the nursing homes up here, and it ended up spreading. A lot of nurses, a lot of CNAs, a lot of the other support staff. You know, your maintenance folks, your house cleaning. Your people, your cooks, all those people, they all were getting sick and stuff like that because of a decision that he made that screwed people, and they had no recourse but to do what they had to do. They were forced to do it, and I think that was completely wrong. So, yeah, nursing homes are hotspots they monitor, right? And the sad part is they knew it was going to spread and sent them up here anyway. So. How many can you have in that size coop without trouble? All right, so it's a huge chicken coop that I have. I have 21 chickens right now, and so all 21, actually, I have 2 roosts. I have the lower roost and I have the higher roost. All of them can fit up on a higher roost, and that's where they all hang out, is on that higher roost. So I could probably easily handle another 21, 22 chickens with no problem at all in that grouping, because there's the run. It's a big run that they have, so they could get out and they could scratch and do whatever they got to do there. And then, there's more than enough room in the chicken coop for the chickens as well. So I could easily handle another, 21 chickens. I'm probably going to get like a dozen, and I want to try to just get all females this time. So I'm definitely going to get sexed chickens. I don't need any more roosters. So I figure, this is my thought process, of course. If I get, let's say I get a dozen, maybe more, I don't know, but let's say I get a dozen chickens and I get all hens. Well, I don't have to get rid of my other roosters because there'll be more than enough hens for all the roosters in the flock. And so, that's what I'm going to probably end up doing. So, but yeah, I like I said, I love my chickens. So me and the cashier were talking about chickens, and I was telling her I want to get more Easter eggers. I got one, and she goes, "Oh, I got those too." And I go, "Yeah." I go, "But my girl don't lay in the wintertime." She goes, "Neither do mine." And I'm like, "So okay, so it's the breed. The breed's like it's winter. We're not laying. Screw you." Once it gets warm, they lay really really well. So. Yeah, soon it will be Edland's best, LOL. It just gives me more, it'll give me more, eggs to give away. That's what it comes down to. And like I said, I enjoy it. So they are not shipping live animals starting next week, according to UPS. Well, according to what they're saying is they're going to be getting chickens as of Monday. So if they have chickens, I will be there Monday, and I'll probably have more chickens. What I'm probably going to do to start with, just so you guys know, the other chickens that I had picked up, I put them in the battery room. I'm not going to put these new chickens in the battery room. I will put them in Heather's room. I'll get a big old tote or something, and I'll put them in there to start out with until they get big enough size that I could put them on the other side of there with where the other chickens are. So then they get used to each other as well. What size is my coop? God, I don't know what the dimensions are. It's big. People always told me it's a chicken mansion, not a chicken coop. It is definitely, it's a good size coop. It's a really big coop, and I designed it the way I did because I wanted to make sure that you got to understand with chickens, you're going to lose chickens probably every year. So you're going to lose chickens. You're probably going to have, a time, they're going to get old and they're not going to lay anymore. So you always want to be introducing fresh blood into your rotation of chickens. And so, and if I get to a point where, I decide that it's time for some of these chickens to go, if I have replacement chickens there, I can put some of them into freezer camp. And I may, and I'll do that. I don't have a problem with. I do have a problem doing it, but I'll probably still do it anyway. What I'll probably do, I'll be honest, I'll take them someplace and have them processed. It's easy that way. Can you incubate store-bought eggs? No, JJ, you can't. Incubate or store-bought eggs are not fertilized eggs. You have to have a rooster to fertilize those eggs. And those eggs that you get from the store are definitely not fertilized eggs. They get rid of the roosters, so there's no roosters in the process at all. They have those hens lay. They try to get as many eggs out of them as they can, and the left wants to put us in freezer camp. Well, yeah, it's not just the left. It's all about control. Remember that, regardless of what party's in there. Tractor Supply has snow blowers too. Yes, they do. Not cheap. Not cheap. So, yeah, roosters go to KFC. That wouldn't surprise me. But again, I'll see what we can realistically do. I'll figure out what it's going to be, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I definitely wanted more chickens. So, we'll see we'll see what they have, what I want to grab, and we'll go from there. But we'll definitely add to our flock this year. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I wanted to suggest you build a cow panel greenhouse over your coop and chicken run would keep them warm in the winter and protect them from predators. Yeah, I know that the cow panels are a good thing as well. They're pretty much, there's a lot of the run that's shaded, so there's areas that they can go. The fencing is really really high, and with the dog run completely around the chicken coop, I have not had an issue with raccoons, fishers, fox or anything else like that. And I think part of that is because of the dogs. So, the dogs running around there and their scent is there. I think that keeps the predators away. So like I said, that part of it, I haven't had any issues with that. Now, have my dogs got a couple of the chickens? Yes, they did. I've talked about that too. But I built the fencing up higher on the run and made it more protected so that the chickens don't get out. And so, like I said, we'll see how it all goes. But like I said, I love them. They're fun. They're enjoyable. I go out there. Like I said, it's part of my morning routine. I got to tell you this. So I'm a night person. Always have been. Always will be. I've worked nights for years in nursing. So I'm used to being up at night. Well, my dogs like to get up early. They like to be up very early. So literally what happens is now it'll get to about midnight and I'm like, I got to get to bed because the dogs are going to be up by 7:30. And they are. Usually Hella will wake me up about 6. I'll take her out then, just her, have her go. We come back in, we crash back out. And then by 7:30, they're all stirring. They're ready to go. So I get up at 7:30 and I take them out and do that. And then I take care of the chickens and get wood in and take care of the generator if we need to run the generator and do all that good stuff. So keeps me busy. I have trouble. Hold on a second. Let's see. I have trouble with hawks and big birds trying to get my chickens. Have you? I have not. I have not had any problems with hawks or anything like that. But you got to understand, part of my run for the chickens is very shaded. So it's like when it's really hot out, the chickens are generally not out in the main yard. They're over in those areas where it's more shaded. So I don't think that the predators like the chicken hawks and stuff like that are seeing them. So I think that makes a big difference. Are you ever going to get meat rabbits for your place? Yes, John, I do plan on what I plan on doing. There's some projects that I want to get done first, but I do want to get meat rabbits and I also want to get goats. Those would be the two things that I definitely want to. Once you name animals, they are not livestock; they are pets. Well, not all of them have names. My white chickens don't have names. Some of the other ones do, But and then my like little brown chickens, I got them. John and Patty gave me them, so they don't have names either. Hey, Vola man, or VO. Oh, let's see. Hold on a second. Viloman, I think that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Thanks for doing what you do. Keep on keeping it real. Thanks. And thank you very much for that statement. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, guys. I definitely I have expansion plans here. I have a lot of things that I want to do. I have a lot of projects that I still want to do. And, but they're fun. I enjoy my animals. Hella is going to be an enormous dog. She is going to be huge. But I'll tell you what, she is a great, great dog. She's going to be a great asset to the homestead because she's going to be, as she matures, they get very protective. They know who is in the household and they know, everybody and they know who belongs there and who doesn't. So I like that part of it too. So, but yeah, like I said, I enjoy my animals, but I'm realistic. Like with the chickens, as some of those hens are getting older, like the brown hens, I really don't know how old they are because they were given to Patty and John. They had more than they wanted. So at the time they were like, do you want some more? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take like 7 hens. And so they had given me 7 hens at that time. That's one of the hens that is on the other side now, healing up. So, and so all her energy is going back into growing feathers, which she has started growing her feathers back again. She will be away from those other chickens until she is completely healed. I'm not putting her back in with them until she's completely healed because I just, I don't want her to be attacked again and brutalized. It's just, I don't want to see that. But, we'll see what happens. Green Greg's greenhouse took quite a beating. Who is? I have no idea who that even is. But I have no idea. So you guys must be talking amongst yourselves. But anyway, a couple channels. Let's talk about some channels that I want to recommend. Obviously, Marfugal News is one right off the top. Very good channel out on the West Coast. Him and Dax, doing good stuff out there. So I definitely go over, show them some support over there, and tell them a Prepper Nurse One sent you. Obviously, Doug and Stacy, I like their channel as well. Go show them some support as well. Sean James up in Canada, great channel, a lot of good information. Unbelievable builder, and he does it all by himself, which is crazy to watch. And and he's out there right now on his new property, taking down trees and all that type of stuff. People are asking him, why are you doing that now? Because he knows when spring gets here and those bugs come out, it's going to be brutal. So, that's why he's trying to get as much done and get things squared away now. And it makes sense. If you've lived it and done it, then you understand. I try to get as much things done as I can in the spring and in the fall. Those are the main times that I'm really jamming. Summertime, it really depends on the weather, and it depends on the bugs. I hate dealing with the bugs. I'll be honest with you, they suck. So, the more things that you can get while the bugs are down, it just makes life so much easier. But yeah, black flies up in Canada are brutal. They are brutal up there, and and then black flies suck because they are. We have the horse flies, which is what we deal with a lot down here. And you're out there sweating, and if you're out there working and you're sweating, and then the horse flies are landing on you and they're biting you, it is not a whole lot of fun. So, that's one of those things where you get out early in the morning. You get out there early, you work for a couple hours before it gets too hot, and then you do some more stuff in the evenings. That's the best way to do that. I'm going to tell you what, I have a ton of stuff that I can do. As soon as the weather actually breaks, I can really be out there and be active again, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. I can't wait. And it gets me in the best shape on top of everything else. And it's not like, you're not working out, but you're working every single day doing stuff. Like I said, every day I bring in wood. So, for myself, I'll load Mom and Becky up. Like I was looking at their wood today going, okay, probably tomorrow I'm going to go over there and I'm going to get them more. And they got a lot of wood in the house already, but I'll load them up again. It's just, you stay ahead of it. And that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to stay ahead of stuff. So it just works out really well, but it's a workout. And being active, it just makes all the difference in the world. There's been many of winters that I've sat around here and did nothing, because now we have more infrastructure. I'm digging a lot more paths. We got the path to Mom and Becky's. We got the path to the battery room. I got the path to the woodshed, all those type of things. So, and that's okay. And I don't mind doing that. So it's all part of it. So, I hope I'm not off base here, but look at the hundreds of thousands of fools that didn't know enough to simply turn their water mains off and open their spigots. If you are in an area of the country that you're not used to knowing what to do to make sure that your water lines don't freeze, you can't call them fools because they're uneducated in that aspect because they don't have to deal with it. So I wouldn't really call them fools. I would just say that, this was a hard learning lesson for a lot of people down in the South, a hard learning lesson. And, so that part of it has not been fun for them, not been fun at all. But I'll tell you what, hopefully people will take away from this and they'll learn and they'll be better prepared next time, regardless of where you are in the country, except maybe Florida, but Florida gets a freeze here and there as well. Probably smart to have your pipes wrapped up, in the North, we know what to do because that's how we've lived our lives, our whole lives. When you deal with winter every year, you know what you need to do to prepare for winter. You better have enough wood on hand for your wood stoves. You better have some way to clean out what you want to clean out, to dig out. either be it a snow blower, a plow, or a shovel, or whatever you got to have. You got to make sure you have plenty of salt to put down, so people aren't slipping and falling, and those type of things as well. So it's up here. It's second nature. It's what we do. You're taught as a kid. When I had my water lines put in up here, and a couple of years ago, we had a really hard freeze come through, where we had daytime temperature or nighttime temperatures were getting down. The air temperature was 15 below without the wind chill factor, and we had that for several days. I mean, the high during the day was 1 and 2 and 3 below zero. So it was a really cold snap. Well, my water lines never froze. I have heat tape wrapped around my pipes that come up, so that's always on. And my lines are deep enough that we were prepared, and we put our lines deep enough because we knew that you need to have your water lines under the frost line. It's just what we do up here. So to call people fools because they don't know, that's really not, that's not, I don't know, that's not appropriate, because I mean, they have different things down there that if we went down there, that they take as second nature that we don't. Okay, so it just depends on where you're at in the country and what you know. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm sure that hopefully, because I'm not sure of anything with people, hopefully a lot of people, this was a wake up call, and they realized that they better be squared away and wake up and realize they need to take care of stuff. I'm hopeful that that's the case. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Nobody has all the answers. Nobody does. So it's easy to sit back and cast judgment. Like I mean, I even said, okay, they had plenty of forewarning that this storm was coming. They knew it was coming. Okay, so my thing was, why were they not better prepared? Why were they not more ready for this situation? To me, because I live in the north and because I deal with cold temperatures all the time, it's just common sense to go, okay, we got really severe weather coming in. Let's get ready for that. I mean, what do? We loaded up with wood, made sure we had enough wood in the house, because supposedly we were going to get all this snow. We have plenty, and it's still snowing, but it's just you prepare for that situation. They didn't, and I'm not making excuses, but a lot of them didn't know how to prepare. They didn't know how to be ready. They did not expect what happened was going to happen. But hopefully, a lot of people will realize what mistakes that they learned from that, and they're going to be better ready for that for the next time. I have a cousin who lives down in Texas. Okay, and I actually spoke with him on the phone. Was it yesterday? And he was like, "Yeah, well, right now," he goes, "I ordered a propane, generator as a backup." Smart thing to do. It's a smart thing to do. And he's going with propane is what he's going to go with, or natural gas or propane. But it's just a smart thing to do. And, the more ready you are for whatever is going to happen gives you an advantage. Why would you not take advantage of that? Why? I don't understand. To me, it's just very, very smart. Yeah, denial is a river in Egypt. Right, exactly. But again, you're going to have people that are never going to do anything, never going to do anything. They're going to have every excuse in the world why they can't. Okay. And they're going to be the ones that are always going to scream the loudest that they need help. Well, again, I don't want to rely on the government. We've seen how that works out for a lot of people. Okay. Hey, Asif, some cities broke all-time lows by 15 and 20 degrees. Oh, absolutely. And so again, they were not prepared for that. Used to live in Texas. Glad I'm in Florida now. That's Nomad Prepper One just said that. Well, good for you, man. I don't know. I've been to Texas. I've been to Florida. Too flat for me. I like my hills, so I got to be someplace where I got mountains, and all that type of stuff. I love that, especially riding. Oh my God, there's nothing better, nothing better. So, but so I just saw a thing which I thought was okay. So that lady that put the Gorilla Glue in her hair, okay? Now, I'm sorry. How, you, how do I put this? Because there's no delicate way to put it, really. How stupid could you got to be, realistically, to put Gorilla Glue in your hair? That's a dumb move. Dumb move. And then, put it out there in the media. It was out there. It had a GoFundMe account, and people gave her all kinds of money, which is like, are you kidding me? There's a lot more things that are way more important that some moron put Gorilla Glue in their hair. I mean, it doesn't say, well, now that what are the Gorilla Glue companies going to have to put on the bottle? Do not use in your hair. That's I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just, I, it never ceases to amaze me of the stupidity of some people. It never does. And I'm just like, really? Why? Why? I mean, it just, I don't know. I just don't get it. But, now they were saying, I saw a thing on, what, they're trying to blame it on systematic racism that she put Gorilla Glue in her hair. Who was that? Ben Shapiro. Now, I did not watch it to see what they were talking about, but I saw the title, and I'm like, I'm not even bothering watching that. But I was like, and she wasn't even blonde, exactly. It just, there's some stupid people out there, folks. That's the bottom line. There really, unfortunately, is some very, very stupid people out there. And I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to, put anybody down. But, sometimes you really need to use that thing between your two ears other than use it as a hat rack. But yeah, I just don't call them fools. Yeah, right. Stupid is as stupid does, right? Forrest Gump. My name's Forrest Gump. Yeah, I just don't get it. I really truly don't. Some things are just such common sense. And okay, great example. Beautiful girl, absolutely beautiful girl. Anybody know who Jessica Simpson is? I'm sure you guys do, right? When she was married to Nick Lowtree, I think is how you say his last name. Probably saying his last name wrong. And they had that show, and they did an episode, and they were talking about tuna fish, chicken of the sea. So she's sitting there, and she's like, "Well, it's chicken, right?" And he's looking at her, and you could just see him looking like, "Really?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, it's chicken, right? Chicken of the sea." And he's just looking at her like, how stupid can you be? But I'm going to tell you what. You can look into Jessica Simpson's eyes, all right? And I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be mean. Beautiful, beautiful girl. Very good singer, okay? But you can look into Jessica Simpson's eyes and see that there is nothing there. There is nothing there. The lights are on and nobody's home, okay? And there's way too many people out there like that. Okay, I'm going to tell you what. And I'm being honest, 100% honest. The one prejudice that I have, is against stupidity. I have no tolerance. I have no patience for stupid people. I just don't. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and I realize that they're a moron, I'm not going to be mean to them. I would never be mean to them, but I have to walk away. I have to, because I'm wasting my time. There's no reason to talk to them because there's nothing there. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but that's just the way it is. I don't have the patience. And my one cousin was married twice. Okay. And both of his wives combined, if they had an IQ of 100, I'd be surprised. All right. They were not intelligent women at all. I couldn't sit there and have conversations with them, and I wouldn't. I was never mean to them. I said hello to them. I said, how are you doing? That type of stuff, small chat. But I never sat down and had a conversation with them. There was no sense in it. There wasn't. And I don't have the time to waste. So that's just me. So, Ed, she generally felt tuna was actually chickens that swam in the sea. I have no idea. But, oh, yeah, she's laughing all the way to the bank with her endorsements. But that doesn't mean she's still not a moron. that, you know, that she's not a very smart girl. She's got good handlers, I'm sure, that have helped her out, you know. But again, I don't know what she thought, but just not a very smart woman. It's sad, but it's true. So anyway, at this point, let's get off of that real quickly. Again, we're 1,300 in the chat. We're at 959 on the thumbs up. Let's go one more time here and see if we can't really get that number up well over 1,000. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Thirdly, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So yeah, ignorance is bliss. Absolutely. Yep. Joe is a happy camper. Yeah, right. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So on this note, let us do this. We are Legion. We are many. We are all over this country. We're all over the world. We're a huge family. We're a huge network of preppers and off-gridders, the smart ones that are awake and are getting ready. Where is everybody from tonight? Oh, yeah, easily got over 1,000. That's awesome. We got Missouri, Iowa, London, Christmas Valley, Oregon, Missouri, Oregon again, Eastern Kentucky, Montreal, Canada, Beech Grove, Indiana. We have Kentucky again, Washington State, Ulster Park, New York, Nowhere, Oklahoma, North Carolina. We have Norway, Illinois, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Massachusetts, Central Iowa. Let's see, Cleveland, Ohio, Western Maryland, New Jersey. We have South Dakota, Arkansas, Texas, Tennessee, Richmond, Indiana. Let's see, Tampa, Florida, Minnesota, Central Kentucky, Lashing, Michigan, Cape Cod, Texas, once again, New York City. Let's see, North Carolina. We have Ohio, Newfoundland. We have Egypt, Colorado, Binghamton in the UK. Very nice. Seattle, Washington, Nevada, Nashville, Tennessee, Baja, Mexico. Very nice. Alabama. Let's see, East Tennessee, Atlanta, Afton, New Jersey, Northern Ohio, Sullivan, Indiana, Savannah, Georgia, Fox Lake, Illinois, Nashville, Tennessee, Marion, Virginia, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, the Adirondacks, Long Island, Columbia County, New York, Missouri in the Ozarks. We have Albion, New York, Illinois, Chicago, Georgia, West Tennessee, Southeastern Ontario, Canada, Rochester, New York, Eastern Montana. Let's see, Sullivan, Indiana, Northeast Texas, Hollywood, Florida, Athens, Georgia, Oregon, North Carolina, Central Kentucky, Melbourne, Australia, Fairfield, Ohio, Flying Post First Nation, Ontario, very nice, Northern Michigan, Columbia, Ohio, Corpus Christi, Texas, Hollyweird, California. I love that. It's funny. Lashing, Michigan, Antarctica, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, California, Sandstone, Minnesota, Chicago, Oklahoma. We have Maine, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee. So again, guys, all over the world, all over the country. We're a huge network. We're a huge family. We are all over the place. We just have Hawaii here, came on, Maine. We are a huge family, and people need to remember that. We are, you know, that's important. It really, really is. And we can make a difference. We really, really, truly can. I want a little homework for my folks down in Texas. Before the next live stream, which will be on Sunday, of course, I want my Texas subscribers to look and see if they can find out friends and family in the area if they're getting extreme gas and electric bills. So I definitely want to hear back from you guys, or shoot me an email and let me know, because that's obviously something that we would need to be talking about if they're doing that to people, and people are getting screwed with their gas and electric bills. Again, guys, if you can do it in any way, even on a small scale, it's very easy to do on a small scale. Get some solar panels, get a charge controller, get an inverter. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to do it. You really don't. Get enough to run some lights, maybe charge up some appliances. You know, get yourself a couple of batteries. You can go with marine deep cycle batteries. They will work, okay? If you can go with a better battery, if you can go with a lithium ion, I absolutely encourage you to do it. They are awesome. They're a great battery. It's going to be expensive, but again, it's worth it. It really is in the long run. But if you're going small scale, you know, uh, you know, marine deep cycle batteries will work in a pinch. So, they're not going to be as expensive and you can get a bunch of them. And it's another way to store power. Having that backup is a smart thing to do. Power outages are going to continue to happen. They're not going to go away. They're not going to. So definitely, can you run a tent stove in a house? Yes, Bryce, you can. What I would suggest if you're going to do a tent stove in a house, pick a room, be it a bedroom or a main room or whatever room that you want to try to keep warm. Block off the rest of that room, with blankets or whatever in the doorways or shut doors and those type of things. Vent it out a window. Have it so that you can run that piping out of the window, and you can utilize that, and it's going to keep that room warm. You absolutely can use it in an apartment. It can be used in an apartment as long as you have access to an outside, ventilation. You got to have that. But huge, can make a huge difference. Really big time difference. So RV maybe depending on the battery pack. Yeah, it depends on what you want to go with. As far as batteries, guys, solar panels, charge controller, inverter, it's what you're willing to spend. But you can go, Harbor Freight, and you can get, a 100-watt panel. They're not that expensive. Now, is that highly efficient solar panel? No. Is it cheap? Yup. But it'll still work. Okay. And something is better than nothing. So again, you can get a cheap charge controller. You can get a cheap inverter. They're to start out with. You don't have to go really big. They're not going to be as efficient as something that you are actually going to pay some decent money for, but it is still worth it. It really truly is. So just putting that out there for you guys. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do a fantastic job in the stream, keeping the chat clean. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, that do that for me here, show after show, and keeping us squared away and keeping the riffraff out, if you will. There's a lot of porn bots and all kinds of crap. I deal with that all the time, but you guys do a great job keeping that squared away. So I do appreciate that. Also, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. What are we at? 1056. Let's see if we can hit 1100, guys. We need 44 more thumbs up real quick. We just for fun. Let's see if we can get that up to 1100 before we sign off here. Again, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and people need to remember that. We got to stop letting them manipulate us because of race, religion, politics, whatever the case may be. We got to stop. We got to work together. We got to learn to work together and show and support each other. That's what we need to be doing. We can do so many good things if we work together. It would be ridiculous. Okay. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Please make sure you do that because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We don't know what's going to happen. Okay. And last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. If you stay positive, stay away from negativity, you stay away from people that want to bring you down and tell you what you cannot do, stay away from them. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Set your goals and then make them happen. That's all you got to do. So we're 6 thumbs up away, guys. Need 6 more thumbs up to hit 1100, and then we're going to jump off of here. So again, thank you everybody also for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. I do appreciate that. You guys are the best. We have great chats. Got great people in here supporting each other. That's awesome. Oh, Bizza Rizza Jizza. Show him some support too. I don't know if he got his next episode out today or not, but definitely show him some support as well. Fun Channel's got an EMP series going on right now. Definitely check that out. So we hit 1100, guys, so I'm going to jump off. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. Oh, Kitty, hold on a second. There's Mr. Max. There's the kitty sighting. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.